Jeffrey thinks that brotherhood is unnecessary, that it's gay to hang out and develop and grow with male friends. But because of this viewpoint, Jeffrey never improves. He lives a shallow, average, mediocre existence forever, and we will not live like that. Adonis, on the other hand, prioritizes brotherhood. He understands the value of having close male friends.
Hamza, you should get this on the video for brotherhood.
Yeah.
This is brotherhood.
You gonna jump?
Yeah.
Okay, my boys are gonna jump into the pool.
Woo!
Yeah. Sam, no thinking. Yeah. Woo! Well done, bro.
Okay, my glasses are gone.
You guys want to help me record this video?
Yeah, I can do.
The importance of brotherhood. Do you know, my normal day-to-day routine full of solitude in monk mode, I grow a lot. Like, I follow like a very consistent, disciplined timetable. And I've seen a lot of improvements to my life because of that. But for the past month, 5-6 weeks, I've been in Thailand. I've met some awesome guys. And the amount of growth that I've been through because I've been surrounded by other guys and we're just like challenging each other and doing things together. Unreal.
That was really fun, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, bro. Well done, man. Joining me today, we have Sammy Boy and the CEO of Morning Routines, William.
I gotta lose that title.
The CEO of Clapping Cheeks.
Yeah, I prefer that
You
one.
need something cooler, bro.
Hamza's Oh, God.
What does brotherhood mean to you, Jack?
That sounds like my pizza.
Is it?
Hello. Hello.
Go. Oh, he's driving out, he's gone.
He doesn't want
Weird
any of
motherfuckers,
this.
bro.
He doesn't want any
Man,
of
fuck this, bro.
Oh, are they candles up there?
What kind of ritual is this, bro? Why is everyone naked?
Sacrificing something like that.
I'm gonna get called a
not
chick 100 times, bro. Oh, Hamza's eating pizza. Chad's got his pizza.
That's got his pizza.
What did you order?
Chicken and pepperoni.
Mashallah.
Pretty good.
Timeless.
Yeah. None of us can be serious for more than like a minute at a time.
I think that's good.
How does your life feel right now with the new sense of brotherhood that you've got compared to a few months ago?
I think it's really fucking valuable to have a strong circle of very like masculine, goal-driven people.
Hold the candle when you're talking. It's my turn.
The talking candle.
Mom said it's my turn.
It's really, really valuable to have people who are on the same mindset, very purposeful masculine men, all pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves. I can feel very like authentic and very much so myself when I'm around these guys because I'm totally comfortable with who I am around them. Which is like quite rare for me actually. I've not really had that much in my life. I've very much so been quite sheltered in terms of like showing my authentic self. So
Wow.
it's oh boy. Are you sure? It's a bit of a deep rabbit hole, but long story short, anxiety and stuff.
Who wants to go on the candle? Jack, how did we meet, bro?
Hang on a minute.
He's eating pizza like a Jeffrey.
I'm eating pizza like Adonis. I'll tell you exactly how we met. So this is
food first, bro. Swallow your food, bro. You look sexy as fuck in that, bro. Goddamn.
me and Bill. We'd already met each other in Koh Samui. Been hanging out for a bit. Both living here alone, but met at a hostel. And then Bill just mentioned to me probably 2 weeks ago through that guy. What was his name?
My mate Matthew.
His mate Matthew. He was like, "Oh, mate Matthew says there's this guy Hamza. He's like does self-development YouTube and stuff. Apparently he's in Koh Samui as well." And I just heard it in my head, and then you showed me Hamza's Insta, I think. I was like, "Oh, cool." And then we were at the Success Gym, and I saw Hamza walk out of Success, and I was like, "Oh, that's that guy." So that's Hamza. So I said, oh, hello, are you Hamza? And then I think I said something like, yeah, my friend Bill knows you. Do you know my friend Bill? And Hamza, I haven't fucking heard of your friend Bill. And there was that was pretty much that for meeting Hamza the first time. But we kept bumping into each other a few times in success, spoke a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then we ended up at the same
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai twice, I think. The second time we ended up sparring together and sort of talking more and just sort of hanging out there, and it seemed like we were all sort of on the same vibe. So that was sort of when we started talking, hanging out. And then after the sparring that day, which went really well, we went to Amber together, which is like a sauna steam room place in Samui. And we just hit it off, us guys, like pretty much figured we were all on a similar mission, all been looking for the same things, the same sense of brotherhood and masculinity, and we just ended up getting on really well. So we organised to go on this bike ride, like motorbike ride and waterfall adventure, and that just solidified everything, because the motorbike ride was sick, as like being in just a biker gang riding through like lush forest and amazing views together was so sick, and just a great sense of banter and like having fun the whole time. And then we went up this waterfall, which was pretty crazy to go up there anyway, but then we decided, when we were at the bottom, a lady said to us, don't go in this like little infinity pool, which we have a picture of all together so that you can pop up now. Don't go in this pool because the lady fell off it a week ago and died. So we go in the pool. Not only do we go in the pool, we then encourage each other to walk down the front of the waterfall, not even down the path, just down, like, I don't know what the word is, traface? I don't know, but we were going down that fucking thing. We were going down the front. It was pretty much a drop away from death at any point. And we did it all together, and we just talked to each other through it, trusted each other, went down there as brothers, and after that we've been hanging out ever since, having a good time and just encouraging each other and making each other better men. So it's been pretty fucking awesome. Back to the pizza.
You know what's interesting? You hear online when you've watched videos on like how to make friends that, you know, the way is, oh, we'll go to the gym and you know, do these things and you'll meet guys. And that's honestly exactly what happened. We literally met at the gym, and our friendship got a little bit more solidified at Muay Thai, and then we did more stuff together. What the piece of advice I've always gave out to like cultivate brotherhood and to meet people, choose like your highest caliber, like your best, most productive habits, like going to the gym, going to Muay Thai, going to some kind of adventure. Choose the things that you really like, that are like good for you, and the people there you already have so much in common with. That's why I've always been a strong believer of approaching people in the gym, whether it's guy or girl, because they're people that you've got a lot in common with already. And then when I saw these guys come to my actual Muay Thai gym, it's like straight away there was so much bonding in that, and we left that session early. But then the second session, me and Jack sparred each other. And sparring in martial arts means that you kind of go against each other in somewhat of like a friendly fight, which isn't like that serious, but you do get some kind of like injury. Like we did hurt each other a little bit, but we like really bond over moments like that. We kick the shit out of each other's legs. I hit him with a low kick like at least 20 times. He punched me in the face. We'll have like some clips up, and you bond a lot from that. So if you're watching this right now and you'd really love to make like new, like high value friends, and you want to meet guys who are on the same wavelength, it takes some time, because I've been on this pathway for like 2 years, and I've only made like a couple more friends outside of this. And guess where I met them? In the gym. Generally, the guys that you want to be friends with, you're pretty much always going to meet them in the gym or in some kind of like similar activity. So Bill, how has it been for you so far?
So I think that one of the main things for me in terms of brotherhood was actually coming to Thailand, getting out of my home area, because one thing that you realize is when you're in your home area, the people that you know from school or from that you've known since you were born, they treat you as the person that they know you from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. They treat you as that person, and if, like us, you're on that self-development journey, you can't be treated like that person in order to grow. And
Who's that person for you? Like how do they treat you? Like what do they see of you?
It's the shy, introverted, would never talk to anyone outside of our friendship group, sort of like bottom of the ranks. I was always that person, and now I'm sort of doing my own thing. I'm traveling, meeting new people. I can't go back to that. It's not even that it affects me now, it's just that they're speaking to a different person. Like, that's the old me. And you find that this is pretty interesting, that I found out that sometimes they will treat you like the person that they had most power over, if that makes sense. So they will treat you as if, like, because I was bottom of the ranks, they will always treat me like that. Even if I go on this personal development journey, start my business, I'm successful in that, I'm getting healthier, I'm getting more mindful, I'm achieving all these goals, they will always try and bring me back down to the version of myself that they have most power over. But coming to Thailand, you meet people on this same journey out, because you don't find people in your hometown that are on this journey, and then we all have this same vision, this same purpose. Like, we talk about all our goals and we work on our goals in private, but they all seem to be very, very similar in terms of what we want to give back, who we want to support, and what we want our lives to be like. So I think coming here and traveling was one of the most beneficial things that I could have done in terms of building my tribe, my community. So,
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I'm not friends with anyone who knows me from college or even university or high school or anything.
Really?
And it's nothing so much against those people, but it is that dynamic where, like, if people's first impression of you stays consistent even if you've changed a lot. So everyone who I'm friends with now knows me from, like, sort of the new chapter of my life on self-improvement, and there's no one who knows me from a previous chapter. I have somewhat, like, kept in touch with some people and met some people, but we're just on completely different wavelengths. And when someone knows you from high school and now it's been 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and you've had, like, a very, very different experience and you've developed a lot and changed a lot, if their perception of you isn't updated to your new improved self, it can be quite painful, quite sad, quite, like,
it's almost like it diminishes
Yeah.
your own progress,
Yeah.
because you're not getting that recognition, although their recognition doesn't matter at all.
It does. It really
Yeah.
does. You know, it's so, like, easy for us to be like, oh, well, don't care about what people say. But I'm a big believer of, like, I've never liked that mindset of, like, oh, well, you shouldn't care what people think. I don't care what anyone. But, like, bro, of course we do. Of course we care what
Yeah.
people think. It's like, it's inside of it. We shouldn't care of what some randomer thinks, but
Yeah.
we care about what maybe 100, 150 people think of us. It's like
Yeah.
the scientific thing of, like, you can have 150 people in your tribe who have some kind of emotional impact on you. 100% we care about it. And so if we're surrounded with people who see us in this lesser state, our subconscious does accept that.
Yeah.
We have a joke, us guys, that, like, we talk about the power of belief, and we make jokes about it where we're like, oh yeah, like, I really love leg day, or I love eating pad thai, like, I love eating healthy food. But what you believe about yourself is extremely, I think it's the most important part of self-improvement. I've said this before, like, your self-image, your thoughts, your attitudes, by far is so much more important than, like, the real world things. And coming from someone who preaches the real world things, like the importance of exercise and meditation, it's those internal psychological kind of things that are the most impactful in your life. And if you're around someone who negatively impacts your self-image, that's so detrimental, way more than you actually think it is. Like, imagine if, Sam, you lived, like, the total Jeffrey life, like, 2 years ago. If you kept around people that you used to, like, live stream with and play video games with, and they treated you in the same way, how would your progress have been compared to how it is now?
I was gonna say, like, oh, thank you. I was gonna say, like, I very much so resonate with exactly what Bill said, because, like, it doesn't actually matter how much growth I have. It doesn't matter how much of a fucking Chad gorilla I become. If I join a Discord call with my old friends, I'm gonna get treated the exact same fucking way. And that's going to, like, completely, because, like, whether you like it or not, you are sort of a reflection of how people around you treat you. And so if you're hanging about people who are treating you like a little bitch, then you are inevitably going to start to become a little bitch.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sort of compile and compound into, you know, a very negative feedback loop. So it's very important to, once you realize that there are people who are bringing you down, to immediately cut them off and instead cultivate a circle of excellent, like-minded men who have your back and are pushing you to be better and not pushing you to be worse.
Well, it's as simple as the people who you've had in your life for a very long time, like high school friends. You've met them at lesser stages of your life, and chances are you were compatible because you were both at lesser stages. And it's no disrespect to them or to yourself, it's just you met when you were compatible, and you'll probably find that you're no longer compatible. Like, one of the most common questions I get is always to do with friends, and it's like, oh, well, my friends are Jeffries and they only want to smoke weed and play video games, and they kind of, like, bully me because I don't want to do that anymore. And the answer is, like, you know, I always try and give them a more positive one, which is get them on self-improvement, see if you can make progress with them. But if you're not compatible with someone now because your values have changed, your habits have changed, your attitudes have changed, and you're becoming, like, a successful, productive person. It's disrespect to yourself and that person to continue hanging out with someone who you don't really even resonate with anymore.
I have something to add to that. So let's say you have a group of friends. Like this is like quite a common dynamic. Like a group of friends, and you're like, you know, blah blah blah. There's usually one friend in that group who you like actually really connect with, and the rest are sort of just there because like, you know, mutual friends or whatever. Like the best thing you can do for that friend who you might actually care about is to actually just like leave that group and sort of lead by example. And you'll find that when you start to like rack up some wins, that friend will come to you and like with like a level of respect almost, and be like, I really like what you're doing, bro, and sort of re-enter your quote unquote tribe that way. You can't really force someone, you know, if you're sort of sat here and you're like complete fucking Jeffrey and you're like, oh guys, I want to get on self-improvement, be a Chad, like they're not going to take you seriously until you actually rack up some wins. And you need to lead by example for doing that.
First man said something similar to you, didn't he? Rack up some wins, like put some points on the board.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Head down, some points on the board. A lot of people, they struggle with like, where the fuck do I find these amazing men? Because they're hard to find. Like these types of men, the guys that you are like 1 in 1,000 guys. So if you're just walking around, it's pretty hard to find them unless you're incredibly lucky. Unless you're incredibly lucky, like maybe they're your friendship right now. Maybe you've got the ultimate friendship group and you guys are all on it together, self-improving. It happens, but it's pretty rare. I would recommend what I've done to find the kind of people I want to be around is be alone, look after yourself until you find people that you vibe with, and often you'll find them by moving away. So you've got to move away from home, and you've got to give up the activities that were allowing you to meet the caliber of person you met before. So when I first left home, I went from Peterborough to Bournemouth. I was still doing the same activities, like going to the club, drinking a lot of alcohol, taking drugs, and you just meet people. Like I used to think there wasn't people that didn't take drugs, genuinely, because I didn't have any friends that didn't take drugs. I just thought that was fucking normal. Everybody does some drugs like on the weekends, no problem. It was only when I stopped engaging in those behaviors that I realized and was open to the friendship of people that didn't do drugs. And I think you find those people by moving away from home, getting out your comfort zone and killing your bad habits. And also you can find them online. Like there's a lot of value in joining an online group. For instance, I joined one, like an online entrepreneurship community, and you can go on video calls together. And you just basically, through the video calls weekly, you find a vibe with other guys you vibe with, send them a DM in the messengers and just say, look, let's have a chat afterwards. And often these are really successful guys. They're on the other side of the globe, but you've managed to connect with them because you've been in some internet group together. So I'd really recommend that. If you're struggling to find friends in your area and there's no chance to move yet, get online, find the places productive people go that want to make a change, and there'll be a load of people just like you that you can connect with and start to make friendships. That's how your friendship started, right? Online.
Yeah.
You said, Bill, as well,
Yeah.
you had one that was online.
Matthew, yeah.
I've had the same. A guy called David, I'm really, really good friends with. He's helped me loads with my fitness business. Helped me basically figure out what I was going to do. And it's just because he was that little bit older. He's 35, I'm 23. He's had a successful business for a while. And there's people out there that are really willing to, if you're trying to improve yourself, they're willing to sort of put the hand on your shoulder and go, all right, yeah, no problem, I'll guide you, man. We can help each other out. So it is out there, just you got to look for it. And you're not going to find it in the club toilet at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to find naughty things there.
The club toilet friends, man. When I was in my party fuckboy days, I was like 21, 22 years old. Oh no, like 19, 20 years old. I used to meet a lot of people in parties and raves and nightclubs, and it's like the same conversation you have with them, which you get along and you start saying like, oh, we should do this thing together and we should meet each other tomorrow and spend time with each other. And you think that's the scope of person that you can meet, like that's about as good as it gets. And I literally remember even like the last like few parties that I went to when I was like 21 years old, you know, somewhat getting onto self-improvement. And it was the final time where I literally had the awareness to think like, wait, it's impossible to meet like a high value, successful person here because they don't go to these kinds of parties. Successful people still party, 100% they do, but they're not going to like little dirty student parties. They're not going to like some shitty nightclub in like the middle of like Manchester Deansgate or something. They're going to like more high class places. What I really want to talk about is the positives and the rewards of life now that we have cultivated like a sense of brotherhood, because it's been so quick and we've literally just been friends for a couple of weeks, but it's like life has literally went like this, at least for me, and it seems like for Sam, and that seems like for you guys. Like, it's a beautiful, like literally imagine, okay, you've been on your self-improvement journey, your life's going like this, And because you meet certain guys, the trajectory goes more like that. Like if there's one thing that could skyrocket your trajectory the most, it's got to be other people. It's got to be someone else who suddenly you can imitate. You can view them as some kind of role model. They teach you something, and it's just small things. Like sometimes I realize I'm dropping like nuggets of wisdom for you guys, for your business and everything, and it's like that's like a mentorship call worth like $1,000, but it's just passive in our friendship. And it's like Jack will randomly teach me something about fitness, about testosterone, and I'm literally thinking like, bro, that's like the price of a course that I would have had to pay, like $2,000. I would have had to like sit through it with coaching, with mentorship, and I'm getting it in just like a normal conversation on a Tuesday at 12 o'clock. When you're friends with someone who's productive, who's successful, who's done well in their own career, or who's got some kind of like success, you end up learning so much so that your trajectory just skyrockets. And it's so beautiful because that person, it's only through this friendship basis, that person actually wants you to grow. It's like I get positive satisfaction seeing my boys grow, and I know that they feel the same way about me. And it's so like positive to have that in your life. We've all experienced like the solo life, haven't we? Like the solitude monk mode. And you're like a big fan of monk mode, same as me. It's like the CEO.
Pretty much a monk at this point.
Yeah, I gotta go. My morning routines.
It's 9 p.m. It's time for Bill. It's time for bedtime. But like you've experienced both sides, full on monk mode, and then also like we're a lot more social now. Yeah. What's the difference for you?
Oh, like you say, the trajectory is just like this now. It's like the sharing ideas. It's keeping each other disciplined. To be fair, I think that's the main one, because when I was by myself, I wasn't disciplined because I couldn't keep myself accountable because I didn't have this outside view of my work or my habits. I thought I was doing well, I thought I was being productive, but I was just working a lot. It wasn't focused work. So like having you guys around, like you're all sort of chipping in ideas, telling me how to just get a little bit better every single day, saying why haven't you done your outreach, like just everything like this that's just keeping me like on the right track, but also accelerating my progress. Because you think, oh no, I'm a man, I can do this myself. But yeah, it'll take an extra 5 years if I want to do it by myself, if I even make it.
I think so, and I also think it becomes way easier straight away because you start having more fun with it. So like filming content becomes more fun, editing videos becomes more fun, taking pictures becomes more fun because you're just hanging out with your boys. So it's like, it's so much sicker when you can hang out with your boys, have fun, like this is what I do in my off time anyway, but instead I'm getting productive work done.
I love that.
Like if you can find that, that's so sick because your life just then becomes, for me, like so much more fun. Compared to what we were doing before, where me and Bill still had each other, like we were still working in the same place, but we were shutting ourselves away for like 10 hours a day, like on our laptops in a co-working space, which we still had good fun with. Like that was way better being there with you than being there alone. Like because we take breaks and go chill by the pool and all that shit. That's fucking good. But it's good to have like a group of lads and just be like on the mission together. It's just more fun that way.
Yeah, like this. Does this feel like work right here, right now?
No, not at all. I mean,
we're literally chilling. You guys just jumped off the pool. I was like, oh, let me record a video. It's kind of fun right now. Like, we're doing this for fun, and the video that's being produced right now is an asset for my business. Just a few hours ago, we went to meet Bill in Starbucks, and we ended up seeing there was a blonde girl. I like blondes. There was a blonde girl there, and like literally, I just go and approach her, and I'm practicing my cold approach skills. I noticed Jack's already started recording me. Then he approaches a girl. Then Sam's recording. Getting those clips is assets for our business. And then I approached another two girls. We got that. It's like we literally the attitude you had the other day when we started thinking like, oh yeah, well we should record some of our cold approaches because it's an asset. And it's like suddenly we're just mixing work with like fun because we were doing that anyway. And we are very privileged that our work is literally just our lives really, which is fucking awesome.
Which is awesome.
But this is like my deep work block right now. This is my work right now. I'm chilling with my boys. We've all got our laptops out. We're just like, we had music playing before, jumping off the pool. Obviously we're not doing like total focus, like head down kind of work.
We're not jumping off the pool, Hamza. We're jumping off the roof.
I
was gonna let you off the hook. You said it once, but you've done it twice now.
Sam, please.
English isn't my first language, bro.
We've been jumping off the pool.
It's a long drop, bro.
That's funny, man.
Sick, man. Anything else we should say? Final words of
I
encouragement.
love you guys. That's all.
Yeah, just feeling lucky that I've met you guys. We're all, looking forward to seeing us all succeed.
Oh mate, I can't wait. It's going to be fucking awesome to see everybody grow. And I just say to anybody who's in that spot right now where you're feeling like life's pretty shit and you can't
really see a way out. That we've all been in the same spot. You've gotta do everything you can and then leave the rest to God. You'll be guided. We didn't know this was going to happen. We didn't know we were going to meet. It's like a 1 in a million chance, and it happened. I'm a strong believer if you're doing everything you can, like, to better yourself, the universe will send good things your way. So just get to the grind, put your head down, and everything will be all right in the end.
Love that.
The CEO of testosterone. Look at that fucking gorilla on it.
I love that, man. Final words of encouragement. What would I say? One final piece of advice. I didn't get this quick. I wanted a sense of brotherhood and friends for a very long time. Like, I moved back home and I had to put my head down and really develop myself. I think the one final thing we should just quickly discuss is that, you know, it's amazing getting this, but how do you specifically get this? And one of the things I said is, okay, be in the environments where you would meet people who are like-minded. But if you want that sort of high value brother, you want to meet guys who are doing something, you want to meet like those high value men, they're successful, they're productive, bro, you've got to be one of them. You've got to be one of them. Yeah. Quite frankly, if me and Jack met, but Jack was like some other guy who I didn't respect, you know, just like I respect him straight away, you know, from first glance. I see his physique, it's like, yep, of course you're going to get my respect. I'm taking him seriously. Like, a lot of people come to me and it's like, it was a different vibe where it felt like we were on the same level as soon as we spoke. It didn't feel like a sort of fan speaking to me. It felt like, oh yeah, well, yeah, this is a guy actually, like, he knows me, but it's like someone I'd actually be friends with. I noticed something was actually strange. Like, we had literally a 1 minute conversation. Just he said, oh, you Hamza, like, my friend watches you and stuff. Do you know him? And like, oh, how long you in Samoa for and everything. And I was the one who said, like, oh, let me get your Instagram and let's train together. Because you, like, when you're successful, when you're like productive, you can tell when someone else is too. Especially if there's physical indicators of like muscle size in the gym. And you've got to make sure that if you do want to meet like these high value productive guys, like, you've got to at least try to become one of them. You've got to be putting in the work. You don't want to be like at a low position thinking, oh, well, I wish I could get friends like that. Well, become a man like that first, and then people will actually want to be friends with you.
I guess you don't even have to be already successful or already have like the body of a gorilla. As long as you're just on that journey, you're putting in the work now. Like, you could be 3 months into your journey, but you can sort of tell when someone's got that energy about them, that mindset of, I'm taking over, I've really got to fulfill my purpose and I'm dedicating myself to this. Like, we were talking about this on the beach, like, if we were just like partiers and stuff and we met you, you'd have been like, oh yeah, nice. Sort of.
Yeah, maybe I would have went out. Maybe you would have went out with you guys.
Maybe we would have met in the club, hung out, had fun.
You would have been one of those toilet guys where I was, oh yeah, we should do things together, and then I don't send you a message afterwards. Like, but you brought like, everything is based on value. It is the law of human nature and of relationships. And it's like, I've found personally, the more successful you get, the more that you meet people who consciously keep that, like, weigh you up in their mind in terms of like, okay, what's this person's value? Can he like, it sounds selfish, but it is 100%. It's what we do is like, can he teach me anything? Can he provide me? Is my life going to be better by keeping this person around? Because again, the more successful you get, the more like cutthroat you get, the more you're okay with being by yourself. And so you only want people who are significantly like great for your life. I felt like the more successful you are, the higher your standards are.
100%. But I think you should get them high when you're unsuccessful as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I started. I always feel bad kind of saying this stuff because if any of my boys back home, like any of my proper boys, you know who you are, and like, this doesn't apply to you because we're G's, but you know the same mission that I've had to go on. Sometimes you just have to leave the comfort of your good friends to find the people that are gonna take you to that next level. Like, I have friends that I still love at home and will happily hang out with and have a great time with, and I can't wait to see them again. But they're not always the same friends that are going to elevate you to that next level. So you've got to be on the lookout for them. And sometimes you've got to give up your friends you're having fun with now, because although you guys all have a great time together, and you love fucking watching movies, smoking weed, playing video games, and you guys are the best of brothers, unless you can spin them all around and start getting on the grind together, like, that's pretty short-lived. Because one day they're going to have girlfriends, 9 to 5, and fucking kids. And there's going to be no brotherhood there anymore. So you got to find boys that are on the success grind, because they're the only ones that are going to be around for a while. Because they're not going to have the other commitments that people that don't make it have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very dark
that's fucking heavy.
truth, isn't it? It's something that's a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it is. It's the phrase, like, it's lonely at the top. And it's lonelier because there are more people at the bottom, but I've never wanted to accept that phrase, and I've always thought like, nah, but I know there's a lot of successful people. It's not that special. Like, 1% of people are successful, and that's still a lot of people. And the idea is, meet the people who are either at the top or who are clearly making progress to get there, because they're going to be around. And of course, you know, you can still make mistakes and failures and everything, but it's a lot better than just staying complacent and average and mediocre just because it's what you have now. I think the hardest part of this entire journey is taking that period of solitude where you do take a step back from your Jeffrey friends so that you can elevate yourself, because you do generally, like, if you do want to maximize your growth, you do need to go through that period of solitude, of monk mode. That's very tricky when you've already got friends that you're like connected with, but personally for me it was worth the sacrifice.
I mean, yeah, you literally moved from fucking Manchester.
Yeah, I moved out. Like, I left everyone behind. I left all my friends in Manchester, didn't speak to them, didn't even meet them at all the guys I used to smoke weed with, all the guys I used to party with, the girl I used to live with, everything I knew for the last like 4 years, I left it all behind. Went home, trimmed my hair, literally stayed inside. I spoke to one person in real life because I met him when I was working out, and I don't look back with any level of regret. If anything, I'm so grateful for that version of me who made that sacrifice, because I've gotten here today because I was able to take a step back from the people I used to smoke weed with. I think that's all. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.